Good morning, Knights. I'm Maddie Perkins.
And I'm Mia Carroll.
Welcome to the first episode of Knights News this school year.
We hope you're staying safe and attending your classes on time.
If you haven't already, make sure to follow our Instagram at SMHS Knights News to stay updated on important news and information.
This year, we are adding a website to our program that will be coming out in the near future. You can access all of our news broadcasts as well as full-length interviews and articles written by our very own news team. Be on the lookout for when that comes out.
Our annual Back to School Night will be held virtually this year on September 17th from 6 to 7 p.m.
The first progress report ends on September 18th. Make sure you are communicating with your teachers to keep your grades up.
This year, the counseling office will be moving away from a monthly newsletter and instead engaging staff, students, and families through social media platforms on Facebook and Instagram.
The counseling department invites you to follow them at SMHS Counseling Department to stay up to date with all that is going on in the counseling world.
Even though we are currently working through distance learning, we are hopeful that we will be back on campus as soon as it is safe to do so.
March 13th was the first day of quarantine and distance learning. Since then, life has completely changed. With all of the changes occurring in society, we are also having changes within our student learning.
Distance learning and hopefully returning back to campus with a new schedule has brought about many questions. Students, parents, and teachers are all wondering about the specifics for this new experience.
Rena Kays, a member of our Knights News team, interviewed Mr. Dawson addressing some of the questions that have been frequently asked by the San Marcos community, as well as resources that are available to students.
What made us change from the year-long classes to the 4x4 schedule?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So when we do year-long classes, students are taking anywhere from 6 to some students even take 8 classes at a time. So the thought was to reduce students toggling from 6 or 8 classes at a time. That can be incredibly consuming. So the thought was, let's reduce the amount of classes that students have to focus on. And this way they can work on only 3 or 4 classes at a time and dive deeper into those classes. The other thought was, which it's the big thought, is if we do return to in-person, which we hope we do, we're going to have to basically split our entire school in half. So we would be on a day, B day. So if you were going to school every other day, right, then you would only see your teacher once a week if we were on year-long classes. But now, since we only have 3 classes or 4 classes, you can actually see your teacher at least 2 times a week now when we go back to in-person.
Along with that, since classes are online this year currently, how can students reach out to their teachers and ensure support during distance learning?
Yeah, so obviously right away, everything that's being done is through email, Google Classroom. So the easiest thing to do is to reach out to your teacher directly and ask for help or support.
So going along with that too, I know last year and previous years we've had Night Zone and extra tutoring. Is there anything offered like that online for students?
The other neat and exciting thing that's coming out that's new this year, it's a product called Paper, and it's an online free tutoring support service. Our district has gotten a license for every student, and students would actually be able to log in and get 24/7 online tutoring support in almost every subject area. They could even get feedback on their essay. They can get help on their math homework. It's an interactive tool that you work with actually a live tutor on the other end.
Thank you so much for your time.
Even though distance learning and hybrid learning is new to everyone, we hope that Mr. Dawson gave some direction that can help our community better understand our school's plan.
Nights News team member Zoe Kessler reached out to our San Marcos Mayor, Rebecca Jones, and interviewed her on how the San Marcos community is doing during the COVID-19 pandemic. She also gave words of encouragement for San Marcos High students.
I'm Rebecca Jones, the mayor of San Marcos. It's such a pleasure to be here with Zoe today to talk about all things important to the city and then also the kids in the school. So,
great. Thank you for letting us have a little bit of your time today. What advice would you give to students that are participating right now in distance learning or will be heading into hybrid learning soon, and any words of encouragement for them?
You know, things don't look the way that you've envisioned. I get that. I 100% understand that. But, you know, COVID-19 has taught us a lot. And that is that if you're focused and you are going to realize that, you know, your resiliency can come out during all of this. I believe that we're a smart, innovative society, and we will come up with options and opportunities again to help everyone stay together. Us moving forward as a collective community of bringing people together. And you know what? Pay it forward, because it always comes back at some point in time where you will then benefit from the good deeds that you've done. Try things that are difficult, even if you don't feel like you can do it. You can figure it out. And, you know, take this time to appreciate those close to you and, you know, make new friends. But, you know, work together and figure out how to come together and encourage one another. I think that'll make a huge difference in us moving forward.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time and dedication to our community and school. And this was wonderful. So thank you so much. Thank you to Mayor Jones for the dedication to our city and supporting our community through this difficult time. In the rest of the interview, Mayor Jones also reflects on what the city is doing to slow the spread of COVID-19, her opinion on returning to school in person, and a positive message for students.
If you would like to view the interview in its entirety, we will be posting it on the website when it launches. We are so glad to have you all back in school, and we're looking forward to a great year here at SMHS.